Yo, 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 y'all know what it is. Been a long time since y'all heard that one right there, right? It's your boy Bo here with some Truth and Fact Sports Talk. And I'm joined with my man 2K from Prodigy of Boxing. And we are Three Kings Boxing. Shout out to our new affiliation with Pep Talk UK, my man Shabazz, Frankie B, and Pasquale. Au revoir. I got that from Pasquale, by the way. So man, hey, we about to break down this Fury versus Wilder, and there's no better person I like to have on my side than the man himself, the Prodigy. What's good, fam?
What's good, man? Feels good to be back. You know, I got a lot of cats asking me when I'm gonna bring my channel back, when I'm gonna say something about somebody. You know, it's coming soon. It's coming soon. Look out for more of these in the future. We coming back.
Oh man, we coming back and we coming back hard. Also, be on the lookout for later on tonight. We'll be doing an interview with Regis Program himself. We're going to be asking about the WBSS tournament. We also going to be asking about a potential showdown with maybe Josh Taylor and things of that nature. So man, be on the lookout for that, you guys. All right, man, let's jump right on into this. If you guys been following, you don't know, you've been following Three Kings Boxing. We always post the latest and greatest what's going on in the sport of boxing. That's just how we do. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
sir.
The video is up. Wilder is talking about knocking him out. Now, I got to express my concerns about what I saw in that press conference, because Tyson Fury is good at getting in your head, and he's also good at stifling your offense. And Wilder, when you get him mad, like Stavern made him mad, we know what he can do. But the difference is Tyson Fury is no Bermain Stavern. Tyson Fury is, if he can turn back the clock, is a very skillful fighter, is a very smart fighter. And what we could possibly see is Wilder so eager to knock Tyson Fury out, like he said, that he forgets to use his offense. I mean, he kind of does that anyway, but he could do it even more in this fight, and that could be dangerous. Okay, man, let me get your take on this.
Man, look, I've always said it. I've said it for a long time. I think a couple months ago, we went on your boy's show, and you know, I had to clear a couple things up. I remember he said, in no shape, form, or fashion has Tyson Fury ever displayed the technical skill set to be able to defeat a Deontay Wilder. And when he said that, I said, give me the link right now. Give me the link.
Yeah, I remember that.
Pass that link so I can get on there. Listen, the Tyson Fury that defeated the Derek Chisora, right? That defeated Vladimir Klitschko in a brilliant display of how to execute the correct game plan against a guy who had never been an inside fighter ever in his career, right?
Right.
That Tyson Fury can beat anybody, has a chance to beat anybody in the heavyweight division, right? Hell, that Tyson Fury has a chance to beat anybody in the heavyweight division of the last decade, right? Remember, back in the last decade was Lennox Lewis, Hasim Rahman, you know, the two Klitschko brothers, right?
That's
he
true.
has an opportunity to beat anybody in there. I'm not saying he beats all of those guys. I'm just saying Tyson Fury on his game is good enough to contend with those heavyweights, right? And we always say even those heavyweights are better than the heavyweights of today. You see what I'm saying? So he definitely has an opportunity to contend with Deontay Wilder if, and that's capitalized I, capitalized F, if he is able to revert back to that old Tyson Fury. Now, my thing was this. He was out 3 years. He's had 2 fights since being out 3 years, right? And in those 2 fights that we seen him in, you know, he was a little fat. You know, he wasn't moving the way that he usually moves. He didn't utilize the lateral movement, fighting off his back foot the way that he normally does. He attempted to do it, but it didn't look as fluid as it did when he was 230 pounds, 250 pounds, right?
That's right.
When he's 300 pounds, 290, 280, it's not going to look as fluid. But see, here's the catch. Tyson Fury is looking every bit. And I haven't checked it out. I don't know how much he weighs. I just saw him. The motherfucker looks every bit of 240, 235. Now, if we got Tyson Fury who's in shape, he took this bout with the confidence that he could defeat Deontay Wilder with ease. He told everybody this, right? He told everybody this last year. He could beat Deontay Wilder easily. He said the same thing about Joshua. Everybody laughed at him. Oh, you're a fat motherfucker. You can't do nothing. You're a buttery biscuit, you know, chitlin eating motherfucker. You can't beat these guys, right?
Right.
But he went into training camp and got all the way down to 235, 240 just for this fight. What does that tell you about his confidence level, number one, his ability to take things seriously, number two, right? And the training camp that he was in. Everybody that's around Tyson Fury right now is fucking serious. That's a problem. And that tells me that he has the opportunity to go back to the old Tyson Fury using the entire ring behind his jab, rolling with shots, right? Using fluid movement. One thing Deontay Wilder can't do with Tyson Fury is jab with him. I don't give a fuck what anybody tells me. I watched C- level Gerald Washington out jab Deontay Wilder. And don't fucking sit there and tell me it's because Deontay Wilder hurt his right hand. That's not his jabbing hand. His jabbing hand's the left. So it ain't got nothing to do with his right hand being injured.
Hold on, man. Wait a minute. This is what I missed. I missed that charged upness, and you absolutely right. I'm gonna let you finish, but I want to jump in and say one thing, and I'm gonna throw a wrinkle in there for you. I hear what you're saying about Fury. You're right. Fury's training camp is serious. Like, we seen some of the dudes he sparred. He got down to 200. I think he's down to 230. They saying, right?
Yeah.
And like you said, for you to get down like that, and we know he was 300 plus, that means you were serious. But I'm gonna throw a wrinkle in there for you.
That motherfucker was almost 400.
Okay, but here's a wrinkle. When you lose weight like that, and you going in there against a more superior athlete, is there a chance that Tyson against a irky jerky type fighter like Wilder could gas if Wilder start going to the body?
Yes, but Wilder doesn't go to the body.
Oh no, I hear you.
That's the problem. You know, you're absolutely right. He should actually take out the whole idea of him going to the body. Just the fact that he lost so much weight and so much time, that can fuck with his stamina alone. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now the thing is, the counter argument I will add to that is Tyson Fury's been gradually losing weight. You know, ever since he came back. Who did he come back against? It wasn't Francisco. Yeah, it was. It wasn't Pianeta.
No, Pianeta I think was the last fight.
Safari, right?
Yeah.
So ever since then, he had been, gradually coming down in weight, getting himself in shape to be able to take on Anthony Joshua or Deontay Wilder, right? So that's my counter argument. He has been gradually losing weight down to this part where he's 230 pounds now. So, but still, there is that element where he could be lacking in stamina, right? He could be fatigued early because he did lose so much weight in this particular training camp. But if that doesn't happen, all Tyson Fury has to do is the same game plan he did against Vladimir Klitschko. Deontay Wilder also is not an inside fighter. He has good uppercuts at mid-range to close distance, but that doesn't make him a good inside fighter.
But let's make it clear, that's not something he used often either.
Right.
That's not something that he looks to use often. I think I only seen him use it 2 times in all of his fights I've ever seen him fight.
Well, he hit Arthur Spilka with some nice uppercuts. He was fucking up Johan Duhaupas and Eric Molina with some uppercuts.
And I think that was the last punch when he used against Luis Ortiz too, was the uppercut.
Exactly. That was the knockout punch, right. But the thing is with Deontay, he needs full extension on that straight right hand. Deontay can't knock you out with a compact straight right hand, if you get what I'm saying.
This is true.
He needs full extension on the straight right hand. What is Tyson Fury good at doing? Rolling with shots. What does rolling with shots do? Well, it allows the punch to not land flush on the jaw. That's what it does, right? It actually rubs off the jaw or rubs off the face.
Takes a lot of effect off the punch.
Takes a hell of a lot of effect off the punch, right? So if you get hit flush with a straight right hand, the first place is going to feel it is your legs. But when you roll with the punch, your legs don't catch that impact, right? Your neck doesn't catch that impact. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So with him needing full extension on his shots, dog, Tyson Fury, all he has to do with his 2-inch reach and his 2-inch height advantage is stay on the outside and pump the jab and roll with the shots. That's it. Yep. He doesn't even need to get close to Deontay Wilder. Wilder will need to get closer to him.
That's true.
To be able to get that off. You see what I'm saying? Now, here's the thing, and I'm going to turn it over to you. Deontay Wilder still does have that hard ass right hand. It hurts everybody he's ever been in the ring with. Everyone. Okay? But can he land that against a guy who moved as well as he did in the past? If Tyson Fury brings that movement into the ring December 1st, can Deontay Wilder land it as flush? I'm not talking about landing it. We already talked about Tyson Fury rolling with the shots. I'm talking about him landing it flush. Can he do that against a guy who moves as well as Tyson Fury? I don't know, man.
Well, here's the thing, and this is what I'm gonna go to. My thing, and shout out to all our viewers, man. It's good to be back, man. We got people watching, so shout out to the viewers that's checking us out, man. I know we've been away for a long time, but we back, and we listen, man. We back with a vengeance, okay? But let me just let me put this in here. The one thing that Deontay Wilder has outside of his right hand, the one thing that he has that is more better than his right hand is supreme confidence in himself.
Yeah.
This dude believes in himself like nobody out there in boxing right now, right? And of course, it's a figure of speech, so don't y'all get crazy. Oh, come on, stop acting like children, okay? Y'all know what I'm talking about. But he does. He believes in himself so tough that even in the face of adversity, even when the fight not going his way, he does not falter. He's not, put it like this, Deontay's not mentally weak, okay? And when you have that type of belief, it can make it hard and be sort of imposing on your opponent. Now, all the things you said, here's the thing. This is going to be the first time this is going to be the second time Deontay Wilder has faced someone that had a equal to longer length reach than he did.
Right.
Has he learned something from the Gerald Washington fight? Because as you pointed out, Tyson Fury is not as mobile as he was back when he fought Vladimir Klitschko, right? So if Tyson Fury is not as mobile, right, and he himself gets a little bit too close to where that 2-inch reach advantage is not there like it was, and then Deontay lands that, all he got to do is land it enough to hurt you and make you stumble. That's when he jumps on you, just like he did Luis Ortiz, just like he did Victor, or just like he did Joe Washington. Now, here's the difference, though. I think Tyson Fury, ring IQ, if he gets hurt, he knows what to do to survive. That's going to be the big key for me, is that intangible is if Tyson Fury gets hurt, will he know what to do to survive? Will he know to take an instant knee? Will he know to grab Deontay Wilder? Will he know to just, keep moving and stand back and stand back? And if he gets hurt and he has to resort to using his legs to backpedal, that's when that weight loss might come into effect, because when you're not used to moving around the ring on a consistent basis, your mind knows how to do it, but your body forgets.
Right.
And that's the part that could be dangerous. He can mess around and be moving and back up into the ropes, and that's not a place you want to be against a guy like Wilder.
You definitely don't want to be there. Hell no. Nah.
Yeah, you don't want to be there against Wilder. Now, Deontay Wilder, because of his right hand, has a good chance to win. How he's gonna win, we all know, is the right hand. But here's the thing. You got to set that up with Tyson Fury. You just can't wait to launch that with him. Tyson Fury is not a cat that you just going to be able to just launch. You got to set that up. And I think that's going to be the telling factor is going into this training camp, if Wilder learns something from the Gerald Washington fight, will he, because we don't know, like, I don't know, maybe I don't know who he's been sparring with. If he's smart, and I believe that, his camp is. They've been having sparring.
Who's been sparring? What you talking about? Tyson Fury or Wilder?
Wilder. I don't know who he's been sparring with. I know who Tyson been sparring with.
Yeah, Lawrence Okoli. He been there with Okoli.
Yeah, so Okoli and a couple other people. But I do know that it's a Wilder team. Them is smart because they know how big this fight is. So they no doubt been having them in there with some tall people sparring.
Right.
But the biggest question for me is, and this is why when I was watching Wilder talking about something, I'm gonna knock you out. My big question for me is, man, I hope you understand that you just can't go in this ring looking just to launch that right hand at Fury. You got to set it up.
Right.
You can't, like, nobody, Vladimir Klitschko, because a game plan out the window. Okay. The only dude that I remember that knocked him down was USS Terry Cunningham. He did manage to knock him down.
Let me address that real quick. I was waiting on you to finish before I got into that, but you jumped on the topic. Now I got to get in on that, dog. Listen, I know Cats is going to jump out But he got knocked down by a cruiserweight. Listen, man, go look at the fucking fight. Tyson Fury was not taking that fight as seriously as he did against a Vladimir Klitschko. He also got hit flush against Vladimir Klitschko in the 12th round. This Klitschko is a guy that has slept multiple heavyweights, okay? He got hit flush by him. But he took that fight seriously enough to the point where when he got rocked, or when he got hit anyway, he was able to do the necessary things in order to keep himself on his feet. Against USS Cunningham, he went out there and was like, yeah, I'm fighting a cruiser. I'm about to fuck. It was almost the same attitude he had when he went in there and fought Sefer Seferi, who's also a fucking cruiserweight, right? It was the same kind of attitude. The problem here is USS Cunningham is a decorated ex-champion, right? He had 2 close fights with Thomas Adamek, right? Fights that a lot of people thought that he should have won. Okay, Cunningham is not a bum-ass nigga getting in the ring with Tyson Fury. And he has excellent punch placement. While he never had a lot of power on his shots, he has great punch placement. And I tell motherfuckers all the time, Bo, punch placement is everything. Power is not everything. It's punch placement. If you hit a guy below the fucking earlobe on the back of the jaw, in the temple, or in the liver, you're most likely going to hurt them. It doesn't matter if you have Paulie Malignaggi type of power. Okay? So that's what happened there. On top of the fact that he wasn't taking the fight seriously. But what happened? As soon as he got knocked down, he's like, oh shit, what the fuck? This wasn't supposed to happen. Let me get up and knock him the fuck out. And that's exactly what happened.
Shout out to my man B Marsh and Ash. My man B Marsh said Fury got dropped by a fat dude before USS Cunningham.
I mean, the point being is this. We can go all the way back to 2001 and talk about how Tyson Fury got rocked by this guy, rocked by that guy in the amateurs or whatnot. What happened when he fought a guy who had the kind of knockout ratio Vladimir Klitschko had? What happened? Did he get dropped in that fight? Did he get hurt in that fight? Mm-hmm. All right, then. Point proven.
Right. You know what, though? Here's the thing. If it happened early in his career, a lot of cats got dropped early in their career. It's exactly what you take from that fight and you go into the next fight. So
Andre Ward got dropped by Darnell Boone. Okay.
Darnell Boone dropped to some of everybody.
Well, my point is this though. Andre Ward got dropped by Darnell Boone. You know, when Andre Ward was getting ready to fight Sergey Kovalev, we didn't come out here and say, well, you know, Sergey Kovalev might knock him out because, you know, 20 years ago, Andre Ward did get dropped by Darnell Boone, and we didn't do the opposite. Shit, Darnell Boone dropped Sergey Kovalev 4 times in their first fight. We didn't come out and say, well, you know, Andre Ward might knock out Sergey Kovalev because Darnell Boone did drop Sergey Kovalev in 1976 4 times. Get that shit out of here, man. We're talking about boxing is what have you done lately? And lately, Tyson Fury ain't been dropped.
Okay, but now check this out, man. This is the thing, right? And I've always said this. When it comes to picking guys who rely solely off athleticism versus guys who has skill, it's hard for me to go with the athletic guy, right? This is the big, you know, the big conundrum that we're gonna have here, right? Tyson Fury is athletic enough to offset Deontay Wilder's athleticism, right? Tyson Fury's skill set level, of course, we know is higher. Okay. The biggest question for me coming into this fight, though, is again, if Tyson Fury can regain just a third of what he did against Vladimir Klitschko, it's going to be a long night for Deontay Wilder because one more time, as having a right hand is very, very good, but Deontay got to figure out how to put that together when you in that ring with Tyson Fury. Now, the one thing, like I said before, is it might not happen in the beginning. It might not happen later. In my honest opinion, Wilder needs to come out and just jump on Tyson Fury and go at him right away. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Pump that jab. Even if that jab ain't landed, pump that jab, because you got to give Tyson Fury something to think about. You can't let this dude settle in to his game plan.
See, the one thing that's upset me about Deontay Wilder, I'm rooting for him. If he wins this fight, man, we got an excellent fight. You know, well, let me say this. We got an opportunity to talk so much about how Anthony Joshua can't go anywhere now. You know what I'm saying? He could fight Dillian White a second time. He could even take Jarrell Miller. You know what I'm saying? But Deontay Wilder winning or beating Tyson Fury, giving him his first loss, who is morally still the lineal champion in the heavyweight division, that right there is going to loom over his fucking head, regardless of the fact that he's the unified champion there right now. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's going to be like, damn, that guy did actually beat the morally lineal champion of the division. It's the same thing if Alexander Gavadzic beats Adonis Stevenson. Well, now you got Artur Beterbiev and Alida Alvarez that are going to have Alexander Gavadzic over their heads now because he beat morally the lineal champion of the light heavyweight division. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm rooting for Wilder to do this. You know what I'm saying? Let me say this. I'm not saying that I want Wilder to beat Fury for whatever reasons. I'm just saying I'm rooting for him to do this because I think a Wilder versus Anthony Joshua fight is more exciting, right? So I'd like to see that. But at the same time, what pisses me off about Wilder is he started to believe in his right hand way too fucking much. Compare Deontay Wilder of today to the one that fought Bermane Stiverne. The first time, not the second time. The first Bermane Stiverne fight, Deontay Wilder was outboxing the shit out that motherfucker.
Yes, he was.
He's moving all over the place. He's using angles. You know what I'm saying? He's pumping the jab. He's setting up the right hand. He did everything beautifully. That was all the knockouts Deontay Wilder has in his career, the fight against Bermane Stiverne, the first one, was the most impressive Deontay Wilder I have ever seen. Out of all the knockouts, that one was the most impressive. Now, after that fight, he started feeling the right hand too much. He stopped moving as much, right? He stopped pumping the jab. Wilder has an excellent jab, but he doesn't use it enough. He stopped pumping the jab like he should. That's why Gerald Washington was out jabbing him, right?
Right.
So he needs to go back to the Deontay Wilder that fought Bermane Stiverne first, the first fight. That's the one he needs to go back to. And he actually needs to utilize the same game plan. If he does this, then he will have an excellent chance at beating Tyson Fury because he's going to be using the outside. He's going to be on the outside. He's going to utilize his athleticism a hell of a lot more than he does today, right? And then he can actually set up the right hand instead of just charging forward with the motherfucking cot. And please don't do that windmill shit. That's not going to work against Fury, man.
I was just damn. You took my point. You took my point. That windmill shit. That's why I said if he gets him hurt, right? And again, if Deontay Wilder gets Tyson Fury hurt, the biggest thing for me is, does Tyson Fury body remember what to do when it's hurt? The mind always knows what it can do, but the body sometimes forgets what it needs to do because you have lost a lot of weight. You're not as mobile, right? But if Wilder goes in there and he tries to, once he gets him hurt, tries to, do that windmill stuff and don't do kind of like what Alida Alvarez did with Kovalev, set stuff up to finish him off, okay? Fury can survive, and that could be bad for him. My man Chatterbox, thanks for joining in, player. Chatterbox said Wilder isn't as good as Klitschko, but he's hungrier than Klitschko was. And he does agree with you, and he said that the Vern fight was the most impressive in my opinion. And I agree with you too. Since then, he has regressed. We're not gonna spend too much time. We gonna get off here in a little bit, y'all. But I also want to throw this wrinkle out there also for everybody, right? There's a lot of people that's talking, and I want to clear this up because the reason why this fight is important. Tyson Fury is the last dude to beat Vladimir Klitschko when he was at his height.
Right.
Okay? He was the last dude to do it. So there's a lot of people that don't want to give Wilder credit if he beats Tyson Fury. Here's the thing. Tyson Fury at least had 2 fights. Prior to fighting Wilder, he had 2 fights. So he had a chance to get some of the rust off. He had a chance to get himself down into fight shape that he needed, knowing he was going to take this big fight. Vladimir Klitschko didn't get that chance when he came back in there against Anthony Joshua. And if we want Joshua versus Wilder to be the fight that we want it to be, then we have to give this man credit and stop trying to tear down his accomplishments because we asked him to step up. He did it with Luis Ortiz. We thought he was going to fight Dominic Breazeale. Nope. He went to Tyson Fury, which is a much better opponent than Dominic Breazeale. I think we all agree on that.
A fat-ass Tyson Fury beats Dominic Breazeale. Now,
exactly.
this is the thing. Check this out, though. See, and now I'm going to throw the double standard at these cats, boy, because I'm back. I'm back, right?
I hear it in your voice, baby. You feel good.
Check this shit out. So you got cats out there not giving Deontay Wilder his credit if he beats Tyson Fury because he came off a 3-year layoff. But them same motherfuckers were more than willing to give Sergey Kovalev his credit if he would have beat Andre Ward, who not only came off of a 2-year layoff, but he also had 2 fights in between, just like Tyson Fury did, and he moved up in weight. But they were more than willing to give Sergey Kovalev that damn credit, though. So he was at much more of a disadvantage. Or at least, let me say this, he was at much more of a situation where you could say, nah, fuck that. Sergey Kovalev shouldn't get his credit. Andre Ward was on a 2-year layoff, and he moved up in weight. But see, Tyson Fury was just on a 3-year layoff, and he had 2 fights in, and he's at the same weight. So why would we not give Deontay Wilder his credit if he wins? Stop.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because you took one of mine. I'm going to give you another one. We gave Vasyl Lomachenko credit for beating the Rigondeaux, who went up 2 weight divisions and hadn't fought in a year.
Man, motherfuckers gave him credit for fighting Nicholas Walters, who, when they announced the fight, motherfucker was every bit of 276 pounds.
Yeah, he was a big dude.
Motherfucker looked like a chipmunk, hoarding fucking nuts in his cheeks and shit. That's how fat he was when they announced the fight, and hadn't fought in, 11 months or 10 months or something like that? And they gave him full credit. Cut it out.
I'm glad you said, because that's what we got to stop, man. We got to stop doing this in boxing, man. That's what hurts our sport. That's why football, basketball, and other sports thrives, because they don't tear their sport down. We got to stop doing that. You cannot like a fighter, and that's cool. Okay, right. I ain't got a problem with that. That's cool. That's your right. I don't care. But we got to stop tearing down these accomplishments, because what happens is that's why less and less people want to watch some fights, because you're like, oh man, I heard dude talk about him. He ain't nothing anyway. Yeah. That's exactly what happens.
Listen, man, I said this plenty of times on my channel. I pledge 0 allegiance to any fighter. You know what I'm saying? People ask me, hey, who's your favorite fighter? I say nobody. I don't have an allegiance.
I'm my favorite fighter, goddammit.
Yeah. I don't have an allegiance to any fighter. I like the sport. And that keeps my opinions objective when I got to do breakdowns like these. Okay? Right. But at the end of the day, you can't sit there and hate a fighter so much that you're making the entire sport look bad. Okay? If Deontay Wilder beats Tyson Fury, instead of spending all your fucking time and energy trying to tear down the win, how about we try to promote the next big fight at heavyweight, which is Wilder Joshua? How about that? True.
Now, let's put this on here. If Tyson Fury wins this fight, he's already threw that demand out there. He wants 60-40 split his favor. Of course, that's a negotiation tactic. Everybody went up in their arms. If Tyson Fury beats Deontay Wilder, then goes on to beat Anthony Joshua, is this not the greatest comeback in boxing we've ever seen?
Oh, man. Bro, that's a good point. I don't want to come off the top and say it right off the bat, because I know you ain't going to like this one, and I'm going to pull it out on purpose. You got my man with a detached retina, Sugar Ray Leonard, coming back.
Sugar Ray Aaron Pryor Duncan Leonard. Say his name right. Say his name right.
Look, Aaron Pryor Duncan Leonard had a detached retina, came back and fought Marvin Hagler at middleweight. So and won.
Yep, and won.
So now, even though I didn't have him winning, I had Hagler winning that fight, he still won. The official decision is that he won. So that's an excellent comeback.
I'm glad you said you had Hagler winning. I'll keep you on the show.
I had Hagler winning by a round. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's still an excellent comeback. Andre Ward's comeback is an excellent comeback.
True.
He came back 2-year layoff, fought 2 more times, fought an excellent fighter, not an excellent, but a great fighter, and Sullivan Barrera. Then went to 175, didn't take no tune up there. He said, shit, give me the top motherfucker in the division, and beat him twice, back to back. That's an excellent comeback.
That's right. So yeah, dog. Tyson Fury comes back. If he beats both Wilder and Anthony Joshua, that's a great comeback. But also, I want to put this out there: if he beats Wilder and Anthony Joshua, dog, it's still great fights. We see the problem that we have a lot of times. See, this era of boxing is crazy to me. Cats take one loss and their careers is over. I don't understand that. Right? We got guys in the history books with multiple losses. You still got a story there with Wilder and Anthony Joshua fighting each other to fight Tyson Fury again. Tyson Fury rematching these dudes. I mean, it's some stuff that could go on still at this division that could make it really hot if Fury does this, if he pulls this off. Okay? So, man, my man, what you need is back. Let me read some of these comments. I agree, Hagler won. All right, what you need, I kick you as a follower of my show for saying that. My man Jared 11 Green said, I agree, no matter who wins, they should get full credit. He also said,
absolutely.
He makes a good point. He said, Wilder's not as stiff as Vladimir Klitschko. And that leaning on people that Vlad usually does, Tyson Fury doesn't do. Okay, so I believe Fury will give Wilder trouble in the early rounds, but Wilder will KO Fury.
Well, the leaning part, Vlad couldn't do it. He couldn't get close enough.
Correct.
My point is, it doesn't matter how stiff Deontay Wilder is or he isn't. As long as Tyson Fury is on the outside utilizing that jab, he doesn't even have to land the jab flush. Again, like I said, look, I predicted the Tyson Fury Vladimir Klitschko fight exactly the way it
Sure
went.
did. I remember.
Okay?
I was on that show. I remember that. I remember that.
And I'm saying it here. If all he has to do is make this a boring ass fight, that's all. If Fury has the stamina and the movement, all he has to do is make this a boring ass fight, utilizing the jab from the outside. Easy work. Okay. Now, Wilder's gonna do everything in his power to keep that from happening, of course. But that right there is the game plan for Tyson Fury. It doesn't matter how stiff Wilder is. He lacks in the reach advantage. He lacks in the height advantage. And he can't jab as well as a Tyson Fury. Or at least he doesn't do it anymore. He doesn't jab as well as he can. So it could be a boring-ass fight, and it'd be a fucking unanimous decision win for Tyson Fury if he can revert back to the old one. And that's, like I said earlier, that's a big if.
Yeah, that's definitely a big if, because this is the one thing we do know. And that, like, for me, in this fight right here, Wilder's going to have to show – he's going to have to show me something that he hadn't shown in none of his other fights, which is he's going to have to show me he's learned from some of those other fights. He's going to have to give Tyson Fury some angles. He's going to have to give Tyson Fury some different looks. He's going to have to fake. He's going to have to feint jabs. He's going to have to throw some feint punches. He's going to have to go down to the body. Like, I honestly believe if Wilder comes out and jump on Tyson Fury, he will throw him off. You can't let this settle in, and you're absolutely right. He did it against Luis Ortiz, and that's when he got caught, because you let the guy settle in, and he caught you. He did the same thing with Gerald Washington. That's why Gerald Washington was having the success he was having. Once Wilder decides to jump on you, it's a different story. So I believe he got to do it early. He can't wait. He can't let Fury get in, because Fury's not mentally weak. Fury's not mentally weak either. You know how much confidence you got to have in yourself to come back after 3 years, lose weight, then take on one of the hardest punching guys in boxing?
And successfully lose the weight on top of that, knowing how big this fight is. Look, Fury's on a mission, people. If him losing his weight was not an indicator, then I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. He's on a mission. This is a very dangerous fucking fight. You know? And the way that what Bo just mentioned, how Wilder needs to jump on Fury, the way he jumped on Bermain Stavern, didn't let that motherfucker breathe. That's what he has to do against Fury. The same game plan. Jump on him. Let
me read some comments here. My man KTMPL, man, all these people, hey, I appreciate the love, y'all. He said Wilder has to think his way through the fight. I agree. Now, what you need says, if he jumps on Fury, he get counterpunched and dropped.
No.
I'm gonna tell you why I disagree. I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with. Go ahead, 2K. I'll tell you why I disagree with that. Go ahead, 2K.
Well, I think what you need is thinking when we say jump on him, we're talking about move in at mid range and inside distance. That's not what we're talking about. If he jumps on him, but he stays on the outside to the point where he's using so much volume from the outside that Tyson Fury can't get set. That's what we're talking. That's what I mean. Against Bermain Stavern. He wasn't at inside or mid-range distance. He was on the outside, but he was utilizing 3, 4, 5 punch combinations, against Stavern to where he couldn't get comfortable enough. That's what we're talking about.
That's exactly what I mean. What I mean jump on is he can't come out and try to wait to see what this guy's going to do. He can't play that waiting game like he did against Gerald Washington. He can't just wait to see, wait for the opening. He has to create that opening. I mean, he has to throw that jab even if it's not landing. But he got to give Tyson Fury something to think about. He has to decide he can't stay on that center line like he did against Gerald Washington. He got to go side to side. He's got to move his feet. He's got to throw feints to the body, throw to the damn body. He's got to do those things. So that's what I mean when I say jump on him. And now you said Tyson Fury will counter him. Well, here's the thing with that is, if you haven't done something in a long time, dog, you forget to do it. So even if he does come and jump on him, Tyson Fury, his timing may not be there where he can't counter. The last 2 fights he had, although he went 10 rounds the last fight, wasn't much work done there. I'm just being honest. In those last 2 fights, it wasn't much work done there. Like, we didn't see enough of the old Tyson Fury in those last 2 fights. Now, he knocked some of the rust off, but when you're fighting a top-level athlete, it's totally different when you jump and fight a top-level athlete than when you're fighting a C and B-level fighter, man.
Right. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Absolutely. And what's funny is if they're talking about, he can't jump on him because he'll get countered. Well, then Deontay Wilder's at a disadvantage no matter what he does then. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If he jumps on him and he has to worry about getting countered, well, then the next thing for him to do is, let's wait from the outside try to jab with Tyson Fury. He can't do that either.
That's true.
So, what should he do then that will get him a victory in this fight? It's definitely not waiting. It's definitely not low volume. He has to have high volume, and he has to jump on him. But he has to do it intelligently, and he has to do it from the outside.
That's definitely true, man. That's definitely true. Well, look here, man. Y'all throwing a lot of questions out there. But we got to end this show. My man is on the way driving to work. I got to get ready for work. But we wanted to come back and show y'all that we back. Like I always say, man, follow Three Kings Boxing on Facebook. It's Three Kings Boxing, threekingsboxing.com. Go to the website, check it out. We got interviews up. Clarissa Shields, Hannah Rakin, Hannah Gabriel, Regis Prograde. We also got all kind of articles up there that we write about. Like I said, the latest and greatest what's happening in sports. You also have a fight. Matter of fact, CP Freshmart, I believe, fought this morning.
Yeah. We'll probably post some. We'll post some shit on that. WBA 105 pounds, arguably the best minimum weight fighter out there, fought today. This was going to be his 6th defense of his world title. So we'll probably put some shit up on that. I mean, we talk everything boxing, all 17 divisions.
We talk all 17 divisions, including some of the women fights. If y'all don't know, I've been following Jackie Nava and Mariana Juarez. I've been following that fight. 2 great Mexican women fighters that might meet sometime in 2019. All right. So hey, go to Three Kings Boxing again. Shout out to our new affiliation with Pep Talk UK. And man, I appreciate all you guys being chatterbox. What you need, all y'all. They still throwing these questions out there. That's why I'm gonna tell. He looked much better than these 2, and they were much better opponents. Exactly. So the better the opponent, the better he will look. Well, not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
That don't always work in boxing. Not necessarily, because sometimes when you fight a certain level of opponent, then you step up to a higher class. You don't look as good. Perfect example is one that you guys like to use all the time: Joe Kazag and Jeff Leffler-Lacey. When Jeff Leffler-Lacey finally got in that ring with that class of fighter, he didn't look so good.
120 to 108.
You know what I'm saying? So listen, man, we are back. We're going to be coming back. Be on the lookout for a Three Kings Boxing podcast. We working on some good stuff for y'all coming in 2019. Any suggestions, anything like that, hit us up with. Like we said, we bring y'all all the divisions. My man, 2K, man, roll us out, baby.
Oh, yeah, man. You already know. Visit threekingsboxing.com. That's where we eat, sleep. We don't shit over there, though. You know what I'm saying? Also, I'll be coming back on my channel, Prodigy of Boxing Talk. I will be bringing that back. And also, like my man Bo said, man, be on the lookout for the new podcast, Three Kings Boxing. Over there on Facebook, we'll be going live a lot over there as well. So just be on the lookout.
All right, everybody, man. Listen, man. Thank y'all. This love. I can't tell y'all enough what this means to us to show that I'm back and we got all these people in the room with all these questions. We're going to be doing more shows like this. So, all right, man, everybody have a good day. Appreciate y'all. Peace.